Well, okay, this is His Majesty, His Royal Majesty Caesar St. Augustine de Buonaparte. I had a few comments sent to me, just two, but most of the people that write their comments to me on YouTube don't know a thing about me. One guy who I just block them. I just refuse to contact or discuss anything with them because they're idiots. One guy, at least it seems like a guy, said, why are you giving up? Yeah, you gotta get up, do something about it. The guy's a moron. Doesn't even go and I'd say my name on every beginning of the YouTube, at least most of them. You have to see all 29 videos. I've carefully orchestrated this out. I act crazy. I do all this ranting and raving. I throw everything that has happened to me at you. That's how much of a whirlwind my life has been made. An evil whirlwind created by your collective evil society. Now I could go on for ages talking about this, but and the reason I put the dark glasses on is because you people aren't going to see what I mean or anything or how much pain I've gone through by looking at my eyes or looking at a pair of sunglasses. I can't stand the human race. The human race is creatures that cannot get it together. You've had 5,500 years of recorded history, and like I said in my other tapes, you can only account for a little less than 300 years of peace worldwide. All the rest of those years, 4,000, who knows, 900 and something, 4,700, 4,900 and something years, has been killing, maiming, innocent children, representing the United States of America, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, so long as we kill, maim children in other countries. Panama, Vietnam with napalm, burning kids to death. I mean, I can go on talking about it. I didn't do this. I've never paid 1 penny of tax, nor will I ever pay 1 penny of tax to the United States government because they have destroyed my life. The United States government, the federal, state, and local level have done so. And they've kept me prisoner here. About 20 years ago, I tried to approach different embassies and say, isn't there someone who can give me a different life, a place where I can go create and invent things that may better humanity, rather than have the evil United States of America waste my life away? Because that's what they did. 25 years of it. 25, 20, who cares, Once they do it more than 10 years, you're sitting in an evil country, especially if you have an IQ like mine, which is way over 200. As a matter of fact, I usually tell people my IQ is 186,000 miles per second. That's the speed of light. Now, everybody else's brain synapses work at that same speed in their brain, so how come they can't figure out things? I told you already, if you think I'm crazy, then, hey, or I'm, retarded, or there's something wrong with me. Well, is this how the United States of America treats disabled people? That means that I qualify as a disabled person. Oh, that means that you can kill me, destroy me, you can psychologically kill me, I mean to say. Take my cars, my trucks, my boats, burn my house, move me, force me from place to place, because that's what your country has done. Especially here in Los Angeles. And you've kept me prisoner here. In 2002, I was supposed to move to Colorado, out to the middle of nowhere, with my 24 cars, my 26-foot sailboat, my 12 motorcycles, 2 speedboats, 3 buses, a big semi. All that was supposed to go to Colorado. I just needed 2 more years to save more money from the feed store where I was at to leave. And the building and safety came, and they trapped me here. Compliance, fanatical compliance, to make me comply and move everything where? I collected a hell of amount of stuff. I had no place to take it to, and I'm not going to pay $2,000 a month to some moron, ridiculous idiot, child-killing owner of property who pays taxes, and 75% of their taxes goes to the military and kills children with it. So I'm not going to do that either. So we could go on talking about this. We're into 5 minutes of this tape, and nobody's going to see this. I'm not going to get 10,000 views or 20,000 views like naked models. You put in naked models, and all of a sudden 20 million people are looking at this thing on YouTube. But me, oh no, only 2, 3, 30, 300. But even if you have 20 million views, does that put money in your pocket? Is anybody out there like Donald Trump willing to give me money to leave this country with what's left of my possessions after you've raped me of my young years? That's number one, something you cannot return. Forced me to move from place to place, wasted my time, destroyed my life, and took all my possessions. My trucks, my cars, my boats. It's a crazy world. They want you to keep things in approved things, like an approved storage container that sits on the ground. Okay? Interesting. Now that means that when I want to move things out of that container, I either have to move it all at one time, and everything crashes and moves, and things get broken in that thing, or I have to empty it from a storage. So I'm working myself to death. They're forcing people to rent their trucks, move it to storage, and then move it out to someplace else when you think you found a place. And then the city comes and tells you have too much stuff in your yard, or you have too much stuff in your house. You're a pack rat. Nobody knew what I was doing. Nobody knew I was going to open up a children's museum out in the middle of nowhere in Colorado. I called it a hands-on museum of all the inventions that mankind has made that won't be available anymore because everything's being destroyed and recycled. The only place kids 10 years from now are going to see an old VCR or a working VCR or an 8-inch floppy disk in a working computer or UNIVAC with the reel-to-reel, the only place they're going to see that is in a book or on a video screen. There's no stimulation in that. A kid wants to touch something. They want to go, hey, look, I touched this. I put an 8-inch disc into a video machine. I saw this stuff working. This is what stimulates new inventions. But instead of doing that, you came and sabotaged me, Los Angeles. Crappy zoning violation inspectors who take bribes, who haven't been prosecuted for it, who haven't even been found out, who won't be investigated. I wonder what would happen if they made every inspector take a lie detector test like they make the police department take lie detector test. I wonder what would happen then. I bet you'd see a big exodus of inspectors quitting and refusing to take that lie detector test. You know what? They're liars, cheats, warmongers, Mayor Vigorosa, Hahn, it doesn't matter what person is in power at any level of politics. You're all evil. And you need to be put in concentration camps. That's what needs to happen. And when you're safely tucked away with your lawyer's degree under your arm and you're stuck in a concentration camp where you can't do anybody any harm anymore, maybe people like me can take over. And believe me, there's tons of people like me that desperately want to take over and set things right, make things fair. But you'd rather kill a person like me slowly, make them grind their teeth every night from stress, like what's happened to me, harass me for 30 years on and off, forcing police altercations that I never had. If anybody's a troublemaker on this planet, it's you, Obama. It's you, Mayor Vigorosa, and mayors of the United States. It's you, eyesore fanatics, who are called posse members by the city councils of every city, of every state in the union. Jerks like you who need to be put away in concentration camps. I'm all for having a nice-looking neighborhood. I'm all for that. But everybody in the world has a right to fix their life in their own way and in their own time. You get what I'm saying? You can't force a person to hurry up and fix their house. If they don't have the money, how are they going to do it? You can sit there breathing down their neck saying, if you don't hurry up, we're going to apply this zoning law to you, and then you're going to lose your house. Is that what it boils down to? You have to threaten people to have a pretty-looking neighborhood? That's not how you do things. And threatening people to not put their seatbelt on or their helmet on a motorcycle, that's not how you do things. The Quakers had the right idea, friendly persuasion. And there's no such thing as a friend who threatens you with parking meters and tickets that are absolutely unnecessary when you're the people that need to be put in concentration camps, the people in charge right now. The same thing they did in Spain, like I said in one of my other tapes, needs to happen here. Put you all away. Because as soon as that happens, if I was dictator of this country, I'd institute an immediate. I get all the colleges together, all the teachers. I say, I want an emergency civil service exam to apply to every stinking politician that runs for office. If they don't pass the exam, they don't get to run because they're not showing how smart they are. So I'm trapped here. I'm a prisoner. I don't have any choice when I get on YouTube because I don't have any choice. I go to sleep in my abandoned cars, abandoned here or abandoned building, wherever I can sleep because I was forced into homelessness by the LAPD, the city council, the crappy mayors of Los Angeles. Why, they make people homeless even in motorhomes. My motorhome is sitting with a $20,000 hole in the side of it because Canoga buyers, who changed their name, by the way, that's how they get out of lawsuits. They change their name. At the corner of Canoga and Sherman Way, this guy named Kid put that hole inside of my motorhome when they put it on the street. And I filed a claim against the insurance company. They wouldn't even come and say, okay, we'll pay. Yes, he did the damage. He won't be a man enough to say, yes, I'm sorry, I did the damage, but I had to get off the property. I'm sorry, let me pay for it, or let my insurance company. They can't bone up, fess up, and be brave and take responsibility. See? Everybody points a finger at me saying take responsibility. But you people have done the damage to me. I haven't done the damage to you. And you're keeping me here prisoner. I don't want to be here in this country. I'd be glad to go to any other country if someone will give me enough money to pick up all my stuff, move all my whatever's left of my possessions. I certainly don't have very many cars left and trucks. Wherever they are, they're stuck there. Because I can't move them for fear that somebody will not like the way they look and all of a sudden have them towed away. They can tow things out of your own yard if they want to. 10-day notice. Because it's considered a nuisance. If you ask me, every politician in this country is a nuisance and they should get a 10-day notice stamped on their forehead and put out of this country. So here we are at 12 minutes and still I don't get any response. I don't get thousands and thousands of views. I'm certainly not on NBC, CBS, or ABC. They're not going to say, they'll put Ted Williams, this black guy, who gets on there and has a radio voice, and he admits being a drug addict and done all that stuff. He made a lot of bad decisions, but he gets all the press, gets on the news, and all of a sudden they're showing his get-together with his mother, and he gets to talk on the radio, and who knows what kind of job he's doing now. Or did he have a relapse all of a sudden and get money in his hand and go out and get more drugs, and is he back out on the street? No. Instead, they totally ignore people like me, who are very smart, very intelligent, very resourceful, and they destroy people like me slowly by remote control, by the way. And that's it. No one will ever know my story. No one will ever know what really happened and what people were responsible, who was doing what to who. No, you don't care. So if I died right here on YouTube, you wouldn't give a damn. Oh yeah, I'd make the news maybe for, 5 seconds? Let's see. Alexandra Wallace, she got on news by saying all those racial comments. Well, I could say them now too, but for what? You know, people who are adults, I said this in another tape, sticks and stones, Mother Goose, may break your bones, but words should never hurt adults. Children are the exception. You shouldn't be yelling or saying terrible things to children because they're children. They're growing up. They're very impressionable. And you don't want them to mimic your bad words, even though they will when they go to school, because other parents don't train their kids equally, and so they all end up sooner or later saying the F word, and God knows how many other F words that the kids end up saying anyway. Or they grow up to become soldiers and they get shipped off to Afghanistan and get their heads blown off. Like, hey, what's the difference whether they hear a bad word now or not? No, if you ask me, it's terrible to keep a person like me prisoner because my intelligence could benefit some other country rather than this country. And it's wrong to keep anyone prisoner like a slave here in this country, homeless, no place to go, and have all that intelligence go to waste and of no use to no one. I'm the inventor of the super tanker, the oil barge that would have stopped all oil spills. I'm the inventor of many things, but do you care? I don't think so. It's 14 minutes and 48 seconds now, so I got like 10 seconds to say good night. And I can't say have a nice day because I hate all Americans. You're all jerks. If you really want to prove